right, welcome back to American Sunrise. I have Colin serenading me in my IFB, so that's the reason why I'm laughing as I come into the same best crew. Big hand for them. American Sunrise here with you this Monday. I'm Dr. Gina. Thanks for joining us this morning. We invite you to join our conversation on Getter and Rumble. It is time now to take the political pulse of America. The beat today. President Trump officially says he's cutting ties with one of his biggest longtime supporters, most recognizable MAGA allies, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. In a sharp social media post, he said he's withdrawing his support and endorsement. Stunning break after years of very close alignment between the two. The split comes just weeks after public tension. Greene has been openly criticizing some of MAGA priorities, saying President Trump is too focused on foreign policy, not enough on America First agenda. Here's what she told CNN's Dana Bash yesterday.
His remarks, of course, have been hurtful. However, I have something in my heart that I think is incredibly important for our country, and that is to end the toxic fighting in politics. And this has been going on for years, and it has divided our country, split up friends and families, neighbors, and it's not solving our problems. The most hurtful thing he said, which is absolutely untrue, is he called me a traitor, and that is so extremely wrong. And those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
Mm-hmm. And she talked even more online about the things that she's been going through since those comments. Joining us now with analysis, the host of the Steve Gruber Show. That would be Steve Gruber, just in case you guys were wondering who hosted the Steve Gruber Show. I know it was a big mystery right up until I announced it. Yeah. Steve, This is disheartening to me. Love them both. President Trump is a friend. MTG is a friend. I know of every single one of us. Two biggest icons of the America First movement. Two of the people who motivated many of us to get out and vote in several of the last elections. I personally, my feeling, Steve, is I just don't want to let this take root. I don't want to let it take root. I don't even want to acknowledge it. I want to be talking about all the stupid things the Democrats have done, starting with the fact that they actually voted God out of their platform years ago and have never come back to him. Good point. Steve, what's your thought?
One of the things she talked about in that CNN interview that was not in that clip was reconciliation, saying she hopes that her and Donald Trump, the president, can put this behind them to bury the hatchet, if you will. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. That's important.
It is.
Reconciliation here is important. And the reason is pretty simple. Look, Democrats walk together all the time. Republicans, as we know, tend to splinter more often than Democrats. That's part of the problem we have getting legislation done in this country. But reconciliation is incredibly important. Focus on the achievements of this administration so far, which I think she has. She's been a big supporter of the president, as you mentioned. And I hope this fallout is short-lived. I hope that we can get past this because the midterms are on the horizon. Now, one of the things that she said that I think resonates with people is affordability. It's true in Georgia. It's true in Michigan, where I live. I'm sure it's true in Florida. Yes. Affordability is front and center, certainly for Gen Z. And we have to get on board with that or we're going to have a real painful midterm election. So working together, putting America first has to continue to be at the forefront of what this movement is and what this movement believes, because without it, we're going to get a Mamdani type election in 2026. Nobody wants that. Donald Trump doesn't want that. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't want that. I don't want that. And I don't think most people watching this program want that. So I'm hopeful that her words about burying toxic conversations resonates some. I hope that Donald Trump will remember that she's an ally, not an enemy, and I think that we'll move forward. That's my hope here, and focus on the midterms, not these distractions, because this is a big distraction that, of course, Democrats are gleeful about. Of course, they want to talk about anything except their disastrous shutdown and their open borders and all the policies that hurt America. So they're more than happy to talk about this because they have nothing to offer anybody except that they hate Marjorie Taylor Greene until now. And now she's a hero to them or some silly thing. They hate Donald Trump, anything he does. We know that. So again, reconciliation and working together and focusing on the achievements thus far and the achievements still to come before the midterms. I think that's where the energy needs to be spent.
Yeah, I mean, the libs are salivating over all of this for sure. Steve, we want to get your reaction, to the latest Epstein news. So first, let's start with this. Friday, you had Attorney General Pam Bondi, who ordered the Department of Justice to investigate prominent Democrats who have allegedly been linked to the disgraced sex offender, including former President Clinton. And then, of course, you have the vote that we're expecting tomorrow. Over 100 Republicans going to vote on these release of all of these Epstein files by the DOJ, at least 100, probably a whole lot more. And then President Trump finally now saying, yeah, go ahead. You know what? House Republicans, you vote for it. Knock yourself out. What do you make of all of that?
I think that the vote for the release of these documents, whatever there are, will happen. Look, I played a clip earlier on my program here on Real America's Voice of Donald Trump in 2015, right after he announced his bid for the presidency the first time. And he talked about not just the connection to Jeffrey Epstein of Bill Clinton, but also of Prince Andrew. He was pointing this out back in 2015 and said that Bill Clinton had a big problem with that island. And he was right. And we saw what happened to Prince Andrew, who's not a prince anymore. He's just Mr. Windsor, I guess. The fact of the matter is Donald Trump was calling this out in 2015. That does not sound like a man who's connected in any way to this Epstein nonsense. We know that the Democrats cherry-picked 3 emails. That's it. And Virginia Giuffre was one of those emails, but there's nothing there. She wrote it in her book that Donald Trump always was polite and pleasant and professional. It's another big nothing burger, I think, from the Democrats. Careful what you wish for, Democrats. There might be things in here you didn't want to see in public, and here it comes because you pushed it so hard. And so there it is. I warn Democrats, careful, but you're going to get what you want.
Yeah, it almost, listening to you, Steve, speak so ominously about what might transpire with Democrats makes me wonder if President Trump wasn't playing chess this whole time and opposing it so that he could ultimately get them to push back, thinking there was something in there about him when it was really all about them. That would be such a Trumpian thing to do. Ooh, Steve Gruber, you got my wheels turning. All right. Well, we appreciate you. Thanks for being with us, as always.
Thanks, you.
Steve. Thanks, Steve.
More American Sunrise coming at us. But first, look at what you can get when you join RAV Ambassadors, the best club in the country.
What if watching Real America's Voice was just the beginning?
Proud to introduce the RAV Ambassadors,
the new grassroots platform that turns viewers into leaders, connecting directly with hosts like Steve Bannon, Dr. Gina, and more.
built by patriots for patriots.
Inside the RAV Ambassadors Hub, you'll get exclusive updates, challenges, and behind-the-scenes missions straight from the people shaping the fight for faith and freedom. Every action you take, every share, post, and mission earns you points, badges, and ranks. Compete with patriots nationwide. Unlock rewards, exclusive gear, even chances to appear on air or attend live RAV events. But this isn't just about watching, it's about doing. Joining campaigns, volunteering locally, standing for truth.
This isn't just a fan platform, it's a movement, one voice at a time.
Scan the QR code or go to ravambassadors.com to join now.
Because America's voice is your voice.
All right, guys, we all have 2 ages, the number of years we've been alive, and our biological age, which measures how fast our cells and organs are actually aging. The problem, though, for most Americans is that biological age is 8 to 16 years older than their chronological age, and that gap can mean a higher risk of serious health issues and a shorter life. But there's good news. A new study out of Auburn University in Alabama says you can lower your biological age, and it may take just one simple addition to your normal routine. Today, we're breaking down what exactly that means and how this one change could help turn your body's clock right back and maybe make your biological age even younger than your chronological age. Joining us now with more is the CEO of Brickhouse Nutrition, Miles Lamard. Miles, tell us about this Auburn University Field of Green study. And I'm going to, as an Alabama fan, forgive that it is an Auburn study and go ahead and listen because it's you guys.
Yeah, well, you guys have a better football team this year, so no worries there. But yes, the study is extremely exciting because there's so many fruit and vegetable products on the market today. And many of them sound healthy, but they're just common products with no real science behind them. And Field of Greens is different. And so we wanted to prove that with a university study because Field of Greens, each fruit and vegetable inside of it was medically selected for their studied health benefits. There's a heart health group, a cell health group, one for liver, kidney, lungs. There's even some for metabolism and healthy weight management. And so we wanted to really put Field of Greens to the test because your biological age is determined by the health of those vital organs and your cells. So we brought on Auburn University to do a health and biological age study. And the results were remarkable. In the study, the participants, they changed nothing. They kept the same diet. They would eat fast food. They didn't exercise more or quit drinking. The only difference they made was adding Field of Greens daily. And so after substantial medical testing and studies, the Auburn University study did show that Field of Greens, it was what we said it does. It helps everything and lowers that biological age. It's slowed the aging of the participants and lowered their biological age, which means that just by taking Field of Greens, the participants involved in this study, their cells were younger. And that means more active years on their life just by taking Field of Greens. And this is something that none of our competitors can say. And there's, a university and clinical studies backing this up that says add Field of Greens to your diet and you can get some extra active years out of your life.
That's so cool.
But yeah,
that's
it's
really
exciting.
That's huge, as somebody might say. But what I love about Field of Greens is the time savings. Taking all those supplements, making sure you didn't forget any, keeping them all out on the counter, it can be excruciating. What I love about Field of Greens is you guys consolidate. And I saw on the website that you just launched a new whey protein. Give us a sneak preview of that.
Yeah, Brickhouse with all of our products, if we can't, we have a team of doctors and we have them on staff for a purpose. If we can't make a product that's either better or different than what's currently on the market, we don't sell it. So we're a nutrition company that just finally launched a protein because, there's competitors out there that have always had great protein. But the difference of the Brickhouse whey, our newest protein, is that it's a fermented protein. And so it's biologically similar to your typical whey protein. But the difference is the fermentation product. It doesn't come from cows where you have to worry about, what they've been injected with and the hormones and stuff like that. And it's also lactose free. So it's easier on the stomach for the clients. It tastes great. And you get all the benefits of the whey without having to worry about the stomach issues and that kind of thing. And it's very exciting. And also, tomorrow is our huge launch of our holiday sale, the Black Friday sale, Thanksgiving sale. But I just talked to the team before this. If you use code BFCM30, it's 30% off everything. It won't show up on our website just yet, but if you use the code, everyone listening can get 30% off. And
what's that code again?
So for your audience, BFCM30.
All right, Miles Grimard, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here again.
Absolutely. All right, coming up, Michelle Obama says she is not considering a White House run. What's her reason? Well, it's not her inexperience. She's going to show you what she said. We're going to show you what she said when American Sunrise returns in just 2 minutes, so stick around, okay?